All right, so hello everyone. Welcome to Lucid and to our presentation. We make functional mushroom nutrition designed for modern living. So why does Lucid exist? I'm Chilla. I burnt out working for Burberry in the fast-paced fashion world, which eventually triggered Graves' disease. Graves' disease is an autoimmune condition that affects the thyroid, making it overactive. I was struggling with intense fatigue, brain fog, and anxiety. Whilst going on a healing journey, I discovered functional mushrooms and adaptogens. They helped me feel balanced, more energetic, and like me again. So I became obsessed with product quality and nutritional value.
And hi, I'm Steven. Years in hospitality working for Soho House left me exhausted, restless, and malnourished. Thanks to Chilla, discovering functional mushrooms helped me change that, and it made us attentive to how big the space was becoming and the opportunities we had ahead of us. And together, we had different worlds but the same problem, which led us to our mission to help people be their best selves naturally through the chaos of modern life. So, modern living is fast, noisy, and nutritionally broken. So, our first problem we're looking at is the life overload. Modern life has hit a point where overwhelm is the norm. 91% of adults felt stressed last year, 71% feel tired at least half of the time, and 64% say that stress affects their sleep. People are tired, overstimulated, and looking for simple ways to feel better day to day.
The UPF overload is the second problem. At the same time, the snacking aisle is part of the problem, where 60% of the UK diet now comes from ultra-processed foods. Consumers want quick, convenient snacks that fit their busy lifestyles, but they're increasingly trying to avoid UPFs. The reality is, the current options force them to compromise between convenience and real nutrition.
In the meantime, we're also seeing a functional wellness boom. Functional wellness has exploded. Adaptogens and functional mushrooms are now mainstream, but most formats are still sitting in powders, coffees, teas, supplements. They require mixing, brewing, remembering to take something daily. People want benefits, but in formats that are effortless and enjoyable.
Protein bars didn't get the memo. The snack the snacking aisle simply has not evolved alongside the wider wellness movement. Most bars are still built on ultra-processed ingredients like syrups, fillers, and artificial sweeteners. And once you actually read the ingredients panel, it becomes really clear just how similar these formulations are across brands. It's also really important to recognize that systems like the Nutri-Score can be manipulated. Some bars, such as Huel, achieve an A rating purely through low sugar content driven by artificial sweeteners, which can mislead consumers into believing they are making a genuinely healthy choice. In reality, these products still lack real whole foods, meaningful micronutrients, and true functional value. The issue has gained wider attention as well, with voices like Joe Wicks recently calling for tighter regulations around ultra processed foods. His latest campaign highlights how easily consumers are misled by health claims, reinforcing just how broken and confusing the current bar category has become.
So we came together and thought, how the heck has nobody thought about bringing this category together? So we saw two fast-growing markets moving side by side, functional ingredients that people trust and the convenient snacks people reach for every day, but no one had put them together. So we focus on an obvious gap, a bar that's clean, functional, and genuinely does something good for you, a bar that works as hard as the person eating it.
So, introducing Lucid. Lucid is the first functional protein bar that delivers whole food nutrition and adaptogenic support in one snack. What makes Lucid different is that we build around meaningful functions. Lion's mane for focus, maca for mood and energy, and B vitamins for mental performance. The recipe sits on a clean whole food base including dates and nuts with no added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no fillers. You get protein, fiber, and great nutritional value all wrapped up in two delicious flavors people already love.
So why now, essentially? So the functional mushroom market has reached cultural significance. So online, Lion's Mane has hundreds of millions of views. In retail, searches and sales are booming, and a single Clarkson's Farm episode triggered a 500% spike in Lion's Mane Google searches overnight. Celebrities like Benedict Cumberbatch openly use them, and consumers are actively looking for easy formats. The category is already going mainstream. Now it needs more convenience and different formats.
So looking at our product roadmap, firstly, we're going to move to a new manufacturing partner to strengthen our quality control and achieve healthier margins. Then we're going to relaunch chocolate hazelnut and banana bread with an improved formulation. And then finally, we'll expand our core range to include additional product lines such as clean, savory, and more indulgent options, which will allow us to reach a much broader audience beyond just the wellness consumer.
But in terms of the current market opportunity, Lucid is sitting at the intersection of two fast-growing markets. We have the functional mushroom market, which is a 25 billion pound category growing at 11% CAGR. And meanwhile, the UK protein bar market is at 1.1 billion, growing at 6% CAGR. We're targeting 1.3% of the total market. With expansions of new formula, Lucid shifts from a niche wellness bar into a brand serving multiple product segments: morning, afternoon, functional, indulgent, and on the go.
So moving on to our traction and momentum, we launched in 2024 as the UK's first functional protein bar. We're now in over 120 stockists, including Whole Foods and Planet Organic, of which 83% were acquired in Q1 of 2025, so this year. We won a Great Taste Award. We ranked top 4 selling brand at Raid the Store, and we became the UK Startup Award winner for our region in the Southwest. We also have a really strong sell-through and major press confirming real consumer demand of our products. So moving on to our customers, our audience is health conscious, they're busy, and they value natural ingredients that support their well-being. They're mostly women aged 23 to 40. They're urban professionals who want nutrient-dense snacks with real benefits such as stress relief, focus, and steady energy.
So in terms of our financial forecast, we're looking at a break even and versus our total cost analysis to get our break even essentially. So we're going to be break even in year 4 with 7.6 million in revenue, and our first profitability being achieved in year 5 with 14 million revenue and a 7.2% EBITDA. Our gross margins grow from 35% in year 1 to 46% in year 5 with volumes and economies of scale. The growth will be driven by retail expansion and activations, investments in D2C, and strengthened margins in new product lines. In terms of the investment, we're raising 500K, split between 250K SCIS and 250K EIS. This will accelerate the retail and D2C growth, scale the inventory, and support the new product development, and lead us into a larger round of investment in 12 to 18 months. In terms of how we're going to do it, our go-to-market strategy is focused, practical, built around what already drives results for us. First, looking at retail, we're strengthening our presence in the stores. We're already seeing strong sell-through. The priority here is relentless sampling and on-shelf activation because trial is what's moving velocity. And as part of the push, we're relaunching our chocolate hazelnut bar with an improved recipe, giving retailers a fresh SKU to get behind and to give a strong momentum for PR and announcement. Second, for D2C, we'll scale awareness through targeted micro UGC, influencer partnerships, and digital ads, supported by PR to amplify key milestones. This keeps the brand visible and builds demand that reinforces our retail presence. And finally, events. Trade shows help buyers find us and accelerate retail expansion. Wellness events let customers meet the brand and try the product and convert in real time. And sponsorships help us tap new, highly aligned markets and communities. Together, these channels create a clean loop, build awareness, drive trial, drive repeat purchases, all with a strategy that's efficient, scalable, and gets Lucid into the hands of millions of consumers.
Now, before we wrap up, we want to introduce the team behind Lucid. I come from Burberry and a background in fashion and brand, but my personal health journey is what really drives my product obsession. Making sure everything we create is genuinely high quality, functional, and rooted in real nutrition.
And I come from a background of hospitality and brand strategy. I spent the last 5 years building and scaling marketing campaigns for both B2B and consumer brands, which is why Lucid's positioning, storytelling, and community focus are so central to our growth.
We're supported by an incredible advisory board as well, from ex-co-op leadership guiding our commercial strategy to product experts who've built some of the biggest names in snacking.
At the core, we're building Lucid because people shouldn't have to choose between convenience and feeling good. They deserve food that genuinely supports their mind, body, in a format that they can reach for every single day.
So that's what Lucid delivers: clean, functional, great tasting snacks that fit effortlessly into modern life.
That's it.